One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the hand, one in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Giants and the Cincinnati Bengals. That's fielded in the end zone. Pretty move. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
No, Jack, Patriot!
Now right on 1st and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19! 3-19!
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Watch it now, Barney!
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. Nice move at the 40. And now look at him go. And finally out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4. Oh, they hate that. Wipes out the big play.
And I know this is the NFL, so they would probably fine you for this type of a penalty. But when I was in college, you used to have to do up-downs for the number of yards that you cost a team in a big play.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6.
All right, here we go. 3-19! 3-19!
Operating from the gun. Right. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Play fake here on 1st down. Oh, he's going to air it out right. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And that one results in 35 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Well, certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? 3rd and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big-time pressure.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Throwing to start the drive. Right. So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
A first carry now for Jordan Howard. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Right, throwing on 1st down to Mixon on the check down. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Looking to throw. Right. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, that was an interesting little chess match there because the offense went empty set. No running backs in the backfield, so they're trying to get people out into a route pretty quickly. But guess what? The defense sees that. They go ahead and move themselves into a blitzing situation and come right after the quarterback. They had more guys there than they could block.
We got three, fellas. We got 3. Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone.
Here's Wright, throwing on 3rd and long. Flush to his right. He's going to let this go deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants side of the field. A big 3rd down play there for the Bengals. 61 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39. Leopard, leopard. Over.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Watch it now, Barney. Over.
And the pitch goes to Mixon. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Right now, operating from the gun. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now the Bengals will settle for 3 as the field goal unit comes on here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And this one is right through. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They go play action here on 1st down. Looking for Shepard deep. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Josh Jones in on the stop.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
To throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. Check. Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Check. What?
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Finding room inside the 40. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. New York set to take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring and moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Here's a give to Barkley, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
Detroit! Gone!
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to air one out. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals getting set to go. And they hit the home run last drive. 1 play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards. On the toss, Mixon. That good for 22 and a 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
The Bengals hoping Mixon improves on the numbers from his rookie year. He's back there again on 1st down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Good.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island. Watch him now, Barney.
To throw is right. To throw on second down. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a third down. Now the Bengals on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Detroit! Set! 3-19! 3-19! Check 15.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And Hill running right through it. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down, forthcoming.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
Watch him now, Barney!
On 4th down, it's Howard. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And that will force a turnover on downs. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Over the middle to Beckham. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Detroit! All right, here we go. 3-19!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. It's caught. Beckham. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one goes for 24 yards.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
He dumps it off to Barkley. Showed the nice footwork and then hit and dropped shy of the 45. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And the Giants ready to come out now. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit!
Looking to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A first down carry for Barkley. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
They'll set up a throw. Looking for Shepard deep. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Detroit! Detroit!
He'll drop to throw. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
The drive will commence with a run by Mixon. He spins free. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Leopard! Leopard! Over, over! Over, over! Over, over! Over, over!
Back to Mixon on first down. Mixon hit, and the ball is out. And who's got it? The Giants!
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. And he stopped immediately there. Brought down by the cornerback, William Jackson.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And his throw is going to be incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Reggie Ragland. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They are excited about where they are in this game.
They begin with a run by Mixon. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
Now Wright, looking to throw on 2nd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Now the extra point try forthcoming. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes our score 17-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
Leopard! Leopard!
They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll go to Barkley again. And he powers his way up past the 30. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now back to throw. He finds Beckham complete. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll drop to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. He'll look to throw. And Ingram hauls it in. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he takes it into the end zone for a giant TD. Saquon Barkley, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
They go for just 1 here as it's up and good, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, and a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
No. Check. Patriot. Watch him now, Barney. All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll start here with a give to Mixon. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Now the Bengals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
Over.
From the gun, right. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And now the ball's out, fumbled near midfield. And
I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Barkley. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit. You're
right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
He's going to get it running right. And he's going to bull his way into the end zone for a Giants touchdown. Saquon Barkley with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Giants able to get this back within a touchdown. Boswell good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. 1-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Mixon gets the nod to start the drive. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Right. Steps away to his left. Trailing in the fourth, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
They toss to Mixon. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Right. From the gun, he'll throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trust in his quarterback and trust in his offense.
But still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
They'll look to throw, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Detroit! Detroit!
He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. A toss play to Mixon. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent game, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And that is incomplete here.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively, as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Now the Bengals on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Over. Hot. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Hot.
A handoff to Mixon. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This will be fielded at the 17. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. Now out come the Giants. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there. And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
No. Check. Patriot. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's a give to Mixon. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Detroit! Here we go now. Blue 90. Over.
Here's Wright to throw on 2nd down. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56.
Right now, operating from the gun. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ross. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.